Hey guys, my name's Hayden. I'm back here with Mariah, Daniel, Adil, and Andrea. This is our second progress report for our ISIN 49 presentation. Our research question hasn't changed from the first time. It still talks about um, mental health applications and how it relates to college students usability wise. Our hypothesis is that poor usability on these DMHIs negatively affects college students' mental health and reduces their likelihood to use these mental health resources because of the poor usability.
Upon initial inspection, we were able to compare the time to complete each task and how the achievement of this task went. So we noticed that my SSP took a lot longer than Better Me, and then when looking at the heat map, we noticed that our participants tended to struggle a lot within the first few stages of the My SSP app, while in Better Me they were able to go through it quite quickly.
From a heart rate standpoint, nothing changed from the first progress report. All of the other participants still had no difference in heart rate between task one and task two. As far as test scores are related, my SSP was still poor and Better Me was above 80. So Better Me has a outstanding usability, and my SSP is about 35 points behind in a more poor usability range.
Some of the initial trends that we noticed during our first trial run is, as mentioned before, that participants are taking longer on average to complete all of the major tasks using the MySSP app versus the Better Me app. Participants are taking less time to complete all the major tasks. On top of that, the average SUS score for the MySSP app is also lower in comparison to the Better Me app. Some of the new findings that we noticed were that on average, most of our participants have had mild anxiety versus some of the outliers that have had normal/low anxiety and moderate anxiety.
When comparing our good data collection and our bad data collection, this is what we noticed. So on the good side, we have kept all the steps consistent. So we were able to finalize our protocol quite quickly and ensure that all our participants are following all the same steps. We were able to find diverse participants, so a equal split between gender and then a wide variety of age groups within the college demographic. And then we've been really consistent on the strategies we've used to collect this data, so the same researchers are securing all the same information. That way there's no discrepancy between different days. On the bad data collection side, we noticed that Better Me has a weekly update that can change the way we have to say our protocol, but we found a way that works really well that we're happy to use. On the MySSP side, they added a featured video section that has our final video that we are asking participants to find, which kind of changed our protocol, but we were able to change the criteria and again find a good protocol for that. Lastly, we have inconsistent hits. So right now what we're working on is finding a system where we can give participants hints when they get stuck and keep the research going.
So through the utilization of the think aloud method, as well as some behavioral analysis, we were able to identify some trends in the usage of both these apps. And so when it comes to MySSP, we realized that there's a heavy tendency of visiting the anxiety hub simply because of the name having anxiety in it. Also, within the homepage, there is a section called the featured video section. And tend to assume the video they are attempting to find would be under this section, but unfortunately it is not. And it is actually under the featured videos option under the explore page. And so, but the thing about that is the featured video option is located deep within the explore page. So it takes a bit of scrolling to get down there and locate it. And also they tend to not realize that you can scroll left as well as right because they don't assume that while the video is actually on the left. And so Moving on to the Better Me app, as compared to MySSP, Better Me seems to be relatively simple in terms of navigation. And also, there is a tendency of users to go ahead and scroll on the My Plan page because that is initially where they start off at, and that is their first instinct. And so they tend to just scroll on that first and realize it isn't in there. So they'll try other options such as the relaxed sound option because relaxation is associated with anxiety reduction. And also, and finally, when they visit the Breathe tab, it is pretty self-explanatory as it is one of the top options on that page. And so all they have to do is visit that tab and they'll find it right away.
Some of the challenges we faced was like time management, where we scheduled too many participants at one time, and we only had a limited of one monitor per participant. Also, there was a lot of noise during the room, which was very distracting. And the ECG instructions were very unclear for participants to understand how to take off the monitor. This also contributed with the inconsistent data, such as how the thinking that was worked. And finally, our unbalanced workload was not equally distributed between all the team members. And what we learned as a team was how each team member must contribute during getting participants and pay attention during the data collection. Additionally, how we supposed to complete our responsibilities before meeting together, and to communicate on when we're available for all the lab appointments and team meetings. And finally, how all of us should collaborate in the feedback on how to improve the protocol and how to accurately collect the data. And thank you for watching.